Hi everyone, you always wonder, I did everything right, CST, saturation, then a film LUT, but it still looks like garbage. Yeah, because you did everything wrong. 3 things, fix them, everything changes. So a real client sent me their wedding footage, flat grey, no emotion, as usual. The couple described this golden, warm, alive memory and the raw file looked like spreadsheet. So here is what I did instead of usual workflow. Mistake 1. People always use color space transform. We always believe CST is the go-to for a lot of footage, but what it actually does, it not only transforms your color space, it applies the camera manufacturer's default saturation curve. The curve is designed for broadcast, not cinematic grading. It bakes in saturation you can't remove. So let me show you the before and after. So you will realize the skin goes a little bit too warm, greens go neon. Now, let me show you PFA Color Suite, the De-Logify. We go to 11.3 or PFA Color Suite. Now you realize there is actually a AI grading section. One click, you analyze your footage and de-logify the entire image. But what's the beautiful thing is, it converts the log to Rec 9 without extra saturation. And you can fine tune all the parameters to reach your sweet spot. Clean canvas, you add the color later in color grading, the camera doesn't decide for you. Sometime last week, I saw this tutorial. They have a note that is so long you had to scroll. And he was explaining each one like a evolution. People were in the comments saying, this is so helpful. We always confuse complexity with competence. More notes doesn't mean better grades. It means more things that can go wrong. Let's go to the next mistake. Normal saturation tools versus the real color density. What normal saturation does is additive color science of RGB. Pushing the clips saturates, at the same time is brightening your pixels. So look at the vector scope and RGB parade. The colors not only gets brighter, but at the same time gets more saturated. Skin tones drift off the line. Then now let's compare PFA Color Suite using PFA color density. We use the subtractive color science that works like film. More colors means more lights are blocked. So colors get richer without clipping. Skin stays on the line. Greens and blues deepen naturally instead of screaming. So let's look at a side-by-side comparison versus the normal saturation tools versus the PFA Color Suite in terms of the color density. Last time I used to crank saturation tool. I will push it until the waveform peaked and call it vibrant. Then I will wonder why skin looks so sunburned and sky is radioactive. So film doesn't work that way. Film absorbs light. More color means less light passing through. That's subtractive science. Digital saturation adds light. That's why it breaks. Now, the mistake 3 that always people make is once they fine-tune the foundation, they use LUTs for film look versus a film mixer. So what a LUT actually does is a mathematically lookup table that applies fixed color remapping. It has no idea about your footage. It's a one-size-fits-all blanket. Then now let's look at film mixer in PFA Color Suite. It's using channel math, meaning mixing, remixing RGB channels in your entire footage to come out with all different colors like a magic. So this means you are not being beaten by 8-bit, 10-bit, 12-bit footage from different camera sets. It aligns naturally because we are not doing pixel level of grading, we are doing channel level of remixing. So this is the technology we are talking about here. You control the cross-contamination between channels. This is how film actually works. It's not a preset, it's a simulation of chemistry. So once we have done, for example, teal and orange, we can go down to the respective 9 channels below. We can fine-tune, add cyan by reducing red, add magenta by reducing green. You can do any kind of creative work you want and look at how well the skin is protected in this place. So the whole workflow is transformed. Normally people use CST that bakes saturation you don't want. Saturation stretches too much until you can't control. LUTs pay someone else grade over your work. But what do we use instead here? De-Logify, color density, film mixer. Simple. 3 tools, clean pipelines, your footage, your grade, you own it. No, this is just beginning. Let me show you the AI pathway of 2026. Normally, we will take 20 nodes. In here, we use 12 nodes only to build a very nice grade for this scene. But look at the power of PFA Color Suite using AI. Why do you need to spend 30 minutes on the line on the set itself for a wedding, which is on a very limited time for you to deliver the production, especially on same-day delivery? But you don't know which work best for your footage at which scene. So let's take a look using PFA Color Suite. Go to De-Logify, grade it with one button, Go down to refine the exposure, one button, and we now go to white balance, refine it. Next, we go to CinePulse AI, click generate look. This button will call out 135 parameters in the entire toolkit to generate a look. And I can go down to individual tabs to refine the grade that I want. I'm doing everything less than 20 seconds to nail a look that suits best of this scene. Imagine how much time you can save on the color grading for your wedding, for any productions that it needs a burning of time. And even for delivery of normal productions, these significantly have shrunk the production time by more than 90%. What usually take for setting up and naming of your notes is now in one click, and can save it as a preset. You can communicate with someone who is editing in Premiere, and the preset will work flawlessly there. Same for After Effects. This is the craziest part about the integration of PFA Color Suite. It has never ever happened before. And what we're seeing here, 11.3, with every single tab with AI features built in, is coming in 11.3. The price will rise quite significantly. So that will come in on 1st of June. So try to your opportunity. Download the free trial of PFA Color Suite and try out every single features for free. And then before you commit to any license, please use Thank You 2026 code to get almost 40% off. Treasure your chance before this offer is over. My name is Nash, Passion Fuels Ambition. I shall see you in the next one.